All right. Hey guys, back at it again. Yeah, had a pretty good week. Um, I had myself scheduled to go to two ProQuests, and I picked up my win on my first one, so I got to dodge driving 2.5 hours on Monday to attempt to win a ProQuest, and then potentially drive another like 2.5 hours getting back. Um, it's been like a 3 a.m. trip, and another person on my team did it. Josh Law, congratulations. He went to the my backup ProQuest on Monday. He picked up the win there, and I'm pretty sure he didn't get home till 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or something crazy like that. So glad I picked it up on Sunday. I took Pleiades and felt pretty good about it. Though I did have a little bit of a rough time in Swiss. I dropped 2 games, but luckily I won my first two, which kind of guaranteed as long as I won my fifth round, I was going to get top 8. I did just barely squeak in at 8th seed. Had a favored matchup for round 1 into Mario, and then a hard matchup into Fatigue Ira. Man, that was a brutal game. It went like to the 100th minute, to the 40th turn. Very tight gameplay to even get a chance to win that. That's a very hard matchup. Those big, like I think they sided in 73 cards. Those Ninja Pals are so hard to beat on Pleiades. And then last match was a rematch into a Jarl I lost to in Swiss. It was like a 60 card, but still runs Remembrance Jarl because they're just trying to throw as many Oakenolds at me as possible. In Swiss, they hit me with 14 Oakenolds. The 14th Oakenold killed me. I think in the in the finals, I think I completely blocked out 3 of the Oakenolds, and then they conceded to me when their deck was almost empty, and I was still at 52. So, secured my invite, got my first set of Living Legend points on Pleiades, and the gold foil was pretty sweet. I didn't get to show it on camera when I streamed with Damien, but one of the new ones. No real valid hero playing this at the moment, since Living Legend essentially doesn't exist. And it's majestic, so it can't be played in Sage, and there's no Mystic Heroes legal in Classic constructed. But these gloves are insane. So as soon as a Mystic Hero is legal to play in a format that matters, these gloves are crazy. They say cloaked instant, pitch a chi, turn this face up. You may return a defending blue attack action card to its owner's hand. Blade break, 3 block. So essentially, this lets you like route a blue block off of the combat chain on your turn, and then block 3 the next turn. It's wild. Or block 3 at any point. You don't lose it. It's just a blade break 3 that you have to pay 3 for. But like, one of the weaknesses of Mystic Heroes is sometimes you just need to block, and you have this chi that you're not going to really convert anyway. So now that ProQuest is done, crazy enough, they only leave us like 2 weeks for Calling Memphis. The beginning of this year's like competitive season is insane. It's just been like road to Battlehard Atlanta, road to nationals, Calling Columbus, ProQuests, Calling Memphis, and that's just me. I skipped a lot of events. I didn't go to Montreal. I don't really have the opportunity to make really big travel arrangements for like calling level events, and still I feel like I'm just dogged down with a lot of competition. It's not really a bad thing. It makes the game stay pretty exciting. So I wanted to go over what I think Memphis is going to be like, and that's a really challenging prospect because there's this tiny, tiny, tiny chance that we'll still have Verdance in Calling Memphis, but there's a good chance that we won't. So let me bring up the Living Legend. Actually, it looks better on Fabry. Fabry's got a really cool Living Legend pool. I'll bring that up and then I'll switch over to a browser. Hey Valor, I'm doing great. Let's see. Tools, Fab, Living Legend. Okay. All right. I'm seeing more and more people looking into Valda. Yeah. We're going to talk about Valda. I want to talk about Valda for sure. All right, right at the top of the leaderboard is Verdance. You could see that she was generally considered a little bit weak when she first came out, which is surprising because I don't think she really was. She did get some improvements, like Ring of Roses was a big deal. And then you'll see like a big spike right here. This is when she was winning a bunch of tournaments and stuff, right? Another couple spikes, and then she's just kind of tapered, but steadily worked her way each competitive season. Because something we've learned about Verdance is while she is pretty good in competition, period, she has been a little bit weaker in like the higher ends, right? She hasn't been able to convert a calling in several months. However, she just crushes Road to Nationals and ProQuests, like crushes them. Consistently one of the top placing heroes in that mid-level competitive events. And so she's almost guaranteed to leave. Now, I think it's only like 5 points and some change per win. So at what, 64 points, I think she still needs to pick up like, I think she's at 1x. So she needs to pick up like 10 wins, 12 wins or something. I'd have to look. Someone did a breakdown of what they think the points given out are, because they're a little bit more than you would think because we only have 3 weekends, but it's the same point distribution for Living Legend per ProQuest season. Yeah, that's what I meant. It's a route. Like you attack your opponent and they block with a blue card and you put it back in their hand to leak damage. Yes, it's very, very strong. Okay. So this question mark that we see here at 936, this is the challenge of preparing for Memphis. It's because there are a lot of very, very polarized matchups for Verdance. So let's look at the past performance competitive wise to kind of get an idea of what heroes are doing well. So if we look at the first weekend of ProQuest, we've got Verdance at the top, not surprising. So she picked up 13 wins. If she does that again, she's gone, like, for sure. I'm pretty sure. Does that again, she's gone this weekend, and we will be looking at a meta without Verdance. And it'll be a very different meta. And then, predictably, Marionette's doing pretty well. Dash.io's picking up a good number of wins. Huntsman at 4th. Who would have ever predicted that? I mean, if we did like fantasy leagues or something with like guessing how heroes were going to do at ProQuests, like putting Huntsman at 4th would be like how you win the big bucks, right? Because you'd be like the only person who did that. No one puts Huntsman at 4th. That's insane. I think the deck's great. I've been saying the deck's great for a long time. So I'm not surprised he's doing well. I just think he had such a low representation and he's reasonably difficult to pilot. So let's see. Going down, Acilio. I think Acilio actually underperformed a little bit, but I think he's always struggled in the Road to Nationals and ProQuest. He's very targetable and a very difficult deck to play. I would say Kasai is pretty surprising. I wouldn't have expected her that high. Syndra, Gravy, kind of like tick trickles down, and everything's pretty reasonable. I would like to point out that the 3 wins noted here are me and Howl and Damien. There was a 4th win, but I think it got recorded like way too late to end up in this statistic. So there were 4 wins over the weekend, so that win will carry over to the next week. I think it's a player from Team Sigil picked up a win on Pleiades. All right, if we look at, let's go back in time. The Montreal metagame. So I was actually pretty surprised at the Montreal metagame. I did not expect there to be so many Verdances that it would just bump Acilio into 3rd. But this is actually the metagame I'm kind of predicting. So if Verdance stays around, I think it'll be something like this, because there's going to be several heroes that they're going to still show up because I think they get a lot of points from KO hitting Living Legend, like Victor, for example. But I don't know how much it'll shift because Verdance is keeping some of these decks kind of in check. So I would think that these KOs would just shift to the next best, like, stompy-ish aggro deck with good armor. So we could see them shift onto Fi. We could see them shift onto Syndra. And actually, Ninja would be my two first guesses. If they're a Brute stan, we might see a few more Reinars in the metagame. If Nathan can psyop some people, maybe we'll see some more Tough Nuts. And then, if we look at... I don't think I found the conversion rate easily. I think I have it somewhere on one of my other tabs in Fab Blazing. Let's see. Is it here? I have the total conversion rate. Okay, we'll get to that. So if we kind of just look at the top few tables though, Acilio's doing well. We had some rogues come in, and I think this is one of the most powerful metas we've ever seen for rogue deck. So Dory, I think she's been an okay deck for forever. She did get some good cards from Pen, and she gets to live in one of those places where if she could gem into people who don't like to block, there aren't many things faster than having a glistening on turn 1, right? The value per turn Dory can output if you just refuse to block her is wild. And then we had another rogue deck, another 2 rogue decks in top 8, because we had the Fatigue Ira and the NIMBY Mad Scientist Phi, because Naive always does Mad Scientist stuff. And Tao Tao just barely bubbled out on Huntsman at 9th. We have a couple other notables, like 3 Vynsets in top 20, with one of them going all the way to finals, right? So Vynnset stonks have apparently risen, despite Verdance being a large part of the field. I found that really interesting. Like, if we go back and look at how many Verdances there are, Vynnset hates seeing Verdance. It is miserable. They can kind of outlast your stuff. They're a little bit disruptive, and that's not even including Scour. We're just talking about some of the Earth cards and stuff. And Scour just is so brutal to Vynnset. I mean, Verdance can even get away with playing Ripple Away, so she could have all the hate she wants into Vynnset. Now, let's hop over to Calling Toulouse. We did see a huge underperformance of Verdance, so she dropped a little bit in meta share, but still at 8%. That's pretty significant. Notable, there was no hero over 10% represented here. Will I think these KO players, will they shift to heroes to push another hero back up to 10%? Probably. I imagine some of them will push over to Mario. So I think with KO gone, if we just try to take KO out of Toulouse, then I think we see a metagame that's a little similar. Maybe we have a little bit more Guardian representation. But Valda, what the heck? This is crazy to me too. People came packing Valda. I think she underperformed quite a bit. So there might be a bit of a chill on her going into Memphis just because of the underperformance at Toulouse. Or maybe people go, there's still a bunch of Verdances, so it just wasn't our time yet. So we look at the conversion rate. Verdance's conversion rate wasn't too terrible, actually. So I think she did way better in Toulouse than she did in Montreal. And some heroes that grossly overperformed, Victor, like, whoa, overperformed. And I think Victor is very good coming into this meta once Verdance leaves. I think he's got good matchups into a lot of people. So Vynnset notably underperformed here. She overperformed in Montreal and then immediately underperformed in Toulouse. However, we did have a Vynnset in top 8. So that's 2 top 8s in a row for a hero that basically had 0 representation at the top tables, just ever. And it's all thanks to that new card, right? Deep Recesses of Existence, wild card. All right. So that's been our competitive environment, right? Our biggest data points are going to be like what happened in Toulouse, what happened in Montreal, and what's happening in ProQuest right now, because that's going to create the general sentiment of the people going to Memphis, because you're going to have a conglomeration of people in the southeast and maybe the central part of the United States with smatterings of people from up north, and then a couple people who travel to all the callings, right? So if we come over and we look at a combination of Calling Montreal and Calling Toulouse, and this is fabblazing.com, great website. Totally suggest going to support this website. The aggregate data is really interesting. I've got it sorted by win rate for all days. And these aren't small numbers of matches either. Out of 145 matches, Victor Goldmane had a fixed 56.5% win rate. That's good. It's not in the unhealthy range. It's not in the ooh, he's busted range, but it clearly shows that Victor was finding matchups he wanted to see. And then Huntsman was second. What? I mean, only 92 matches compared to the large match pool. We could remove KO now. He's a non-factor. He hit Living Legend, but his stats were actually kind of bananas. With almost 400 games played, he was still sitting at 54.5% win rate. Usually you expect with some heroes so highly represented, you suppress yourself to 50. Same thing with Mario. Mario at 53.6 with 532 matches played. These like really highly represented that are sitting at a notable portion above 50%. It's crazy to me because highly represented always gets pushed towards 50%. If it's highly represented, it's obviously a good deck, but between mirror matches and skill discrepancy, you always end up wavering around 50%. So when you see like Victor, it's notable, 145 matches, that high of a win rate. If we look at the Talishar data, there's a few things in agreement here. Victor Goldmane's sitting on top with an absolutely ludicrous win rate of 59.4%. This is, if this were in paper, 59.4% is close to indicating that maybe something needs a ban or an adjustment. 59.4% in 4,100 matches is kind of wild. Then we have Verdance. If we say Verdance is going away, then this person's a Talishar killer, right? Verdance has been crushing people on Talishar, crushing people on RTNs, crushing people in ProQuest, and doing okay in the competitive scene. But if you look at the interaction between these top 2 heroes, if Verdance didn't exist, is Victor like even crazier? Because look right here at his first matchup in his bracket here at the top. That's 35.4% win rate into Verdance. Victor has an abysmal Verdance matchup. So does Valda. Valda has an abysmal Verdance matchup. They're really, really bad. They cannot kill Verdance fast enough to keep her from finding the arcane she needs, and they don't have the resources to fatigue her and also still keep her from comboing and still being also viable into other decks in the meta. So a couple other notes. We see the KO. He a little bit better than average. 54% still high, but he's gone now. So if you look, Victor has already lost another bad matchup for him. It's not as bad as Verdance, but it was a bad Victor matchup because of how the clash mechanic interacts with KO's hero power. So now we're looking at 2 heroes that are leaving the meta that give Victor a ton of space. As a Pleiades player, I hate this. Pleiades has no chance of hitting Living Legend anytime soon, so she could be crushing and getting Living Legend points, and I wouldn't care. But I don't want Miller's Grindstone to get Living Legend points because the deck stops functioning if Miller's Grindstone hits Living Legend. Wouldn't be the first time we kind of attached a hero to their weapon, right? KO. So, if we scroll across, Victor's matchup spread looks pretty good. One thing I like to note is that he has a bad matchup into Gravy Bones. So if we see Gravy Bones coming back really strong, then this is going to suppress Victor. But there's no real clear indicator that the Gravy players are going to be on Gravy. A lot of them switch to other decks like Mario and so on. All right. Let's flip over and kind of look at some of Victor's bad matchups in Talishar. It's really funny. This is Gravy's weekend. You think so for ProQuest? Or you think for Calling Memphis? I think Gravy's still a good deck. He didn't really lose anything, and he potentially gained a tech card with Cheating Scoundrel. And he was playable even post bans. I think they have maybe been a bit too heavy-handed, or the bans were maybe incorrectly targeted. They kind of shot him. He's so hard to play now. Hot opinion, RKO is going to be the next top dog. I need to like turn off my Pleiades brain because that's like a free matchup for Pleiades. So if I'm thinking Pleiades is really low represented, so you don't even have to worry about her, which is I love. RKO. If we go back, let's go back to the February data. Oh, we skipped this one. Who do we like facing as RKO? We don't really like facing Acilio, most played. Going to be the first or second or third most played deck in Memphis. Vynnset is fine. Not great, but fine. If she goes first and takes a blood debt, then RKO starts ahead. Mario is fine. I actually targeted Mario's when I got my top 8 at the Battle Hardened in Philly with RKO, so I feel okay with that. Jarl is okay. Not great. Frostbites can be pretty brutal sometimes. Bolton's fine. Marlin is kind of bad. Marlin got some really strong cards, and RKO likes to put some of his power cards into his arsenal if he doesn't see any defense reactions. And that new Harpoon is brutal. That new Harpoon is screwed up. If Guardian starts to be well ripped, then I think that Gravy will see a resurgence. I actually agree. That's one of the points I wanted to make, is that I think if you're saying to yourself, I'm going to play Guardian, I think a lot of people are going to be predicting Guardian players and bring Gravy Bones, so you better bring your Gravy tech and don't disrespect it. RKO can run Arc Smash to fatigue Verdances and Gravies. Arc Smash is not worth it into Gravy Bones. I tested it a lot. I played a lot of RKO into Gravy. I played them at a higher power level, so maybe the lower power level, it's fine. It was never worth keeping 2 cards for to possibly do nothing. Verdance is great. It's great into Verdance. It's worth it every time. Even if you blow up 1 potion, it's fine. Verdance is going to be gone, though. We're pretending Verdance does hit Living Legend, because if she repeats what she did last weekend, she is gone. All right, Huntsman. RKO and Huntsman. This is a tough matchup, and the Kunai did not make it easier. Dash.io is fine. I think Dash.io is a little bit favored. Katsu is probably terrible. I cannot imagine if I ran into a bunch of Katsus. So we'll stop there, because that's where Verdance hits, and then we start getting weird stuff. I think Katsu's probably weird stuff, too. This, other than maybe Marlin, is, I think, your general field. I even might see Bolton players showing up. But I think a lot of this is your general field. Add in Victor and Valda. I actually think Valda will be highly represented. Add Victor and Valda in here, and you've got close to what I think your general field is going to be at Memphis. The data, I think in the past, the data has been pretty good for events that are hosted in the United States. Okay, so Vynnset has been really highly represented. I think she might be a little bit overhyped, but 2 top 8s in a row, with one of them being finals. Maybe there is something going on. But she's got some pretty bad matchups. Like Gravy Bones, if Gravy Bones does come to beat up the Guardians, that is not considered a good matchup. And she's awful into Victor. As someone who's played a lot of Vynnset, there is a strategy that you have to play. It is a very difficult strategy where you just go as low as possible while stacking as many rune chances as possible, and that's really your only way to kill them. If you try to tempo them, you're going to fatigue, or they're just going to wait and play really efficient gold main estate turns and crush you. So Vynnset preys on pretty good in a Huntsman, apparently. I guess the banishing usually doesn't hurt her too much. Oh, well, this is a really low representation. I really want to play Vynnset, but I'm like kind of trying to hype myself into it almost. Vynnset is not it during the Guardian meta. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I think if Verdance goes, it's funny. As a Vynnset, you hate seeing Verdance, right? You hate it. But as soon as Verdance is gone, the enemy comes in. Guardians everywhere, all the time. Vynnset has an okay matchup into Pleiades because she's so slow, but like any of the other Guardians who have big disruptive stompy attacks that they could just keep throwing at you over and over again. And then if you want to try to push into them because you're getting beat up, they just start pitching all their blues. All right. So KO's gone. If we look at who he was preying on, we'll see that he was beating up Pleiades a little bit. He was beating up Levia. But Levia just lost Claw, so I don't know how much that affects her. Everyone's got to switch to Hexagore now. He was beating up on Phi quite a bit. So Phi stonks, maybe? The new Rune Gate 4 attack is good into Gravy, and you could say the same about Invert Existence. Yes, those are great tech cards, and you should be running Invert Existence against a lot of matchups in this meta. I think in Montreal, Verdance took their Scours out, which is the reason she did well. Yep, the disrespect. Well, I don't think that'll happen if Verdance somehow makes it to Memphis. There will be at least some number of Scours. Iroh is getting beat up by KO. Victor is getting beat up by KO. A lot of the other brutes were actually getting beat up by KO, funny enough. Huntsman was getting beat up by KO. Gravy was surprisingly getting beat up by KO. So a lot of these decks will probably improve with KO being out. Verdance. Who is Verdance beating up on? We'll skip the memes and we'll go, okay, Levia obviously had a bad matchup. She could just break boots at any point and say, oh, you're at 23. I guess you're at 13 now. Here's 10, and now you can't flip into your hero power. Beating up on Valda. Really beating up on Valda. That's a rough win rate. Beating up on Ira, beating up on Victor, beating up on Vynnset, this is a rough matchup for Pleiades. You have to play really tight. Beating up on Jarl. Jarl could be meta too, right? I think a lot of the Guardians are looking way better. So, with that being said, what does it look like if we were to kind of build out what our representation is going to be? So we're just going to be lazy and use a tier maker. I thought about doing like some kind of square grid or something, and I feel like that just doesn't really even communicate my ideas very well. Huntsman, I think people are like realizing this deck's pretty good, and we're going to assume, hold on, let's make a living legend. Can I make another one? Add? Or do I need to do a reset? Oh, add tier. We're going to assume that Verdance hits living legend, right? I think Syndra's going to be middle repped. Mario's going to be high repped. Flippy is going to be low. Maybe even none. Basically none. 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 High. Middle. High. Low. Wild card. Oh, you can't see me slamming it around. Gravy will come back. We'll come back to Gravy. Ira, low. Jarl, low. Sai, low. Katsu, low. KO, Living Legend. RKO, I think, will be almost none. Levia, low. Lyeth, almost none. Marlin, I think Marlin's getting better and better. I'd struggle, like, she's going to be at the top of low rep. Almost none for Max, almost none for Olympia, Acilio, Pleiades. I know there's a lot more of us in the United States, but I don't know if that means Pleiades will actually be anything higher than a low representation. So I would assume that she's probably maybe the higher end of low. Prism. Is this time for... Are people disrespecting Prism? Are people disrespecting Prism? This is hard to evaluate. Prism is really close to Living Legend. There could be people here vying for some final Living Legend points, so we might have some specialist player. I think people are disrespecting Prism. I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up here. It sounds like a weird pick. No, I think people are going to be too worried that the Guardians exist. So she probably goes into the low. Puffin, low. Rhinar, middle. This is where the brute players will probably go. Riptide, low. Bolton, maybe a middle. I know there's a lot of people cooking Bolton. Is high S tier just a this is just representation. High representation, middle representation, low representation, none. This is not a commentary on how strong it is. This is a commentary on what I think people are going to show up on. Got a lot of easy lows here. I think Valda could be like, dude, if Verdance is gone, I think this chick is going to be all over the place. Verdance there. Vynnset, top of middle, maybe high. Victor, top of middle, maybe high. This is about what I'm predicting our meta. So if you were like to look at one of these, our order would kind of predict here where our 10%ers are. Let's see, do I actually agree that... So I think my representation is too high. I think we need to go here and here. So I think these will be 9 to 10%ers. Yes, for sure. Yes, yes, maybe. Did Toulouse have a Huntsman representation here? Oh, that's conversion. So I think Huntsman will then be lower. So Azuri gets pretty good if Verdance leaves. I have no idea how. How does Azuri get good? She is the most like fair assassin that exists, and the whole point of playing assassin is to be unfair. She is way too fair. Like her disruptive forks aren't even that good most of the time. She's like the only hero in the game that could play Command and Conquer and have a D react on the chain with it. Like, That's not good. That's not good. Okay. Where this funny enough, like when someone brought up Gravy, is Gravy the wild card going into Calling Memphis? Aren't people allowed to play more D-Reacts when the big arcane person goes away? Hmm. Like, what are people citing in for Verdance? They really aren't. Maybe an arcane compliance sometimes. It's not like you're going to get rid of your AB, because if you're running AB, you're also running it for Acilio. Because it's not like you were playing AB3 or AB6 into Verdance and not playing it into Acilio as well. What if I just make a gut shot call and say that Gravy is going to be in that 9-ish% bracket? Would you guys believe me if I said that this was our bracket? I think Gravy will be low at first. He'll probably go up later. I'm trying to predict what all the other high-end players are going to do. We need one more hero up here, right? If we like kind of look at how these tend to break down. 1, 2, 3-ish in the 9-ish%. There can be a 4-ish. We had Arachne overrepresented. If we go to look, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be like our top here. And then middle would be like down to here-ish. Maybe even consider all the 3%ers. And then low and non-existent is everything down from there. This was a really balanced like metagame. I think it's interesting to call a shot here and say that there's going to be a good number of Gravy Bones players. Because I'll look like a genius if it comes 2 weeks from now and we see that there's 9% Gravy. Because Gravy has a not great matchup into Acilio, right? And a only an okay matchup into Dash.io. Good matchup into Marionette. I think he has a pretty good matchup into Vynnset. Good matchups into the Guardians. I don't know the Huntsman matchup well enough. It's probably not great for Huntsman. I'd say it's probably pretty bad. Traditionally, he should be not great into ninjas, but I think Phi's really good into Gravy. I mean, this looks like a fine Gravy meta. Put Vynnset in high rep. You think, okay. So we think she's going to be in high rep. She was in Toulouse, but she underperformed in Toulouse. Like, she's essentially represented by Shamir hitting top 8. That would make I don't think there should be more than 4 up here. So these are going to be your highly represented decks. Is that how we feel? I think this is a pretty good evaluation. I'm either a genius or a genius. I win both ways. I mean, this is all just guesswork. It's really hard to tell. If you could kind of get a feeling of what this area is going to be, that's how you do your deck building and your tech choices. And then you just make sure you don't lose to too many of these, right? Oh, Tekalossen's in the wrong spot. I must have just thrown these. Those should be in the nuns. There we go. I'd believe Tough Nut players showing up before any of these. And Slippy should be up here. I think it'll probably be about none, but it'll be, there you go. That's better. Now, so a lot of times this does end up looking like a tier list, though I don't really consider it because that's not even how I'm trying to think about it. Because I would put things at higher tiers, like Jarl definitely deserves a higher tier, but I think he won't be highly represented. Be more represented than Riptide probably. So, okay. So we want, this is what we will prepare for. This is what we'll make sure we don't just absolutely get blasted by. And the stuff at the bottom, we just kind of, whatever, disrespect. Like, if you lose into Tekla because it's such a one-sided matchup, then if you run into the one Teklo, oopsie. Vynnset's good in Cilio and Dash. I agree. So you think because we're good into this and this, and even probably decently okay into Mario? Yep. If we think these are going to be the most represented decks, Vynnset's a fine pick here. Jarl has good aura hate. Whose auras are we hating on? Because Cilio, we don't really care that much. His auras are kind of ephemeral, and some of them help him when they leave. So destroying them doesn't do anything. Okay. So I think that's enough meta discussion. I mean, I'm very in the like zone of probably taking Pleiades, but I do want to. I did like plan to explore Vynnset tonight. I was thinking of playing her, so that's probably what we're going to do. So enough yapping. Let's play some games. I think that's what a lot of people are here for. Ooh, right off the bat, let's go. Okay, we go first against Mario. I like personally, I like to have some armor. And I like to play value plays, and keeping 2 cards and just playing value play with Grasp the Arknight's really good. I don't think we need, with an aggressive deck like this, that we really care about invert. Do we? Do we care about trying to invert his claves? I don't think so. He can try to fatigue us. So I think we maybe go up to 64 cards. But I still think we're going to probably be mostly value. Let's just throw in the reduces. 63. All right. Pretty good start. Do I even want to bother? I'm not sure I want to bother pitching this Deep Recesses go up to 3 rune chance, but I should. Yeah, I should. That's what we're going to do. And then we'll play out the Funeral Moon. And considering we don't have anything in Banish yet, no, we're just going to Arsenal Shadow Puppetry because we don't have Tunic counter. All right, we got to Deep Recesses anyway. Bell, huh? Don't think I'll have to worry about playing around that unless I really mess up. Ripple Away looks like it'll get a ton of value in this meta. Volatile luckily doesn't have any cards really that get hit by it. Ripple Away is incredible. All right, no real reason to block. We can't stop them from marking us anyway. Our hand converts. Oh, they're going to make it easy to block. We could block here. If we don't block, what does our hand look like if we don't block? If we don't block, then We get to banish this. Give it go again. And get... I feel like we could block here. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Don't really care. Gonna do the thing anyway. So we're gonna arsenal this envelop because we'll be on tunic counter. We could do really strong, just like value play here. All right, banish. We don't need to pay the life, right? No. If they inertia trap us, it's whatever. Okay. I don't know about this guy. He seems new. I didn't have a problem with what they played, and they're taking a blue hand and converting it. Oh. Oh, withhold my judgment. Keep in mind, I haven't played like a normal Vynnset deck in since the battle hardened in South Carolina over a year ago. I played Vynnset today and got Nazareth out on turn 2. Yeah, there's the... That's okay. We'll just put an envelope back in the deck. Ooh, Deathly Whale, huh? Yep, I'm down. All right. Give me equipment or give me a card. If you don't, I'm going to play this Deathly Whale next turn for sure. All right, free rune chant. Let's go. All right, we'll break chain. We'll banish deep recesses. I'm going to banish my funeral moon. I'm going to banish their clave. And then we will play this out. Choose if we want to pay. Nope. And then we'll lose. We'll lose our non-attack action, but we are basically guaranteed. All right, are they going to pitch a card to swing this dagger? They are. Really easy block 4 here, I think. Take 1, lose our mark. Or sorry, block 3. Our hand is going to be... I don't think I really care about Blue Deathly Whale. Maybe it's throwing to banish an Annihilation. Let's see. It could have been a reaction that they drew off the card. Doubtful because they could have just played it. I will cash in. No, we'll just block. All right, let's see. This will tell us what kind of cadence of the game that they're going for. If they're just going to keep pitching down and blocking, then we'll get this card out of here, and then we'll start having to play a little bit more conservatively. They didn't stack a bunch of cards. Do you react? Okay, nope. All right, we're going to get this card out of our blood debt, and then we're going to try to stack up against them. Because if they're playing these, this is going to thin their deck down and make their offensive density pretty bad. You see Fate for Scenes, it kind of automatically implies that, ooh, jeez, sounds crazy. This card's still in their arsenal. What is it? I kind of want Arsenal this Machinations. Let's hold off the mark for one more turn. Yep, you got it. 1 damage. Why is this a question? Yeah, I don't know why that took so long to decide. Right, so 1 turn is set up. We'll be able to push this Machinations unless he has another D-React. If he's sitting on a D-React in his arsenal still and he just didn't use it because it didn't line up, that works out for us. Bro, we gotta hurry up these choices. Oh, is this a Talishar problem? Okay, might be a Talishar problem. It's always good to question things. I agree. So what is in here? Do you think he's gonna bell us? He could. We're about to drop 2 Malefics. Right. Banish. Play Malefic. Play another one. And then we will play the Funeral Moon. There we go. I don't know what's going on. I think Talishar's like super lagging. Well, the struggles of being a trading card game streamer with a not online client. All right, so he's gonna bell us. It's whatever. Yep. Nope. All right. Okay, so this hand just goes really tall. We are marked. I wish I would have left that Funeral Moon in the bin now to hit with Fasting Carcass. Oh, this is annoying. Okay. What are we doing here? Probably this. Oh, that's a banger. Dang, I wish I would have kept Fasting Carcass now. Ah, perfect. So how many times do you get the use out of Eloquence tokens? It just depends on your playstyle and how you like manage your setups. Sometimes there's like the craziest thing. Like if we had an Eloquence token now, this turn is wild. But as it is, I think we're going to force ourselves into into a creepers play. This hand is just way too strong to not creepers. Man, that is we're kind of getting juiced at the moment because like we passed into them and they just have a nice kiss of death play. And when we played into them, they just had D-reacts and blues. So hopefully this goes a little better for us. Okay. Um do we need to hide the cull? Nah. How do we manage this? We have to target. Hold on. No, we do need to hide the cull. Sorry. We need the Deathly Well to go ahead and be in there. I hate that an undo on me choosing a different card to banish causes us to go all the way back. Right. We banish the Deathly Whale, and then we're going to start off with the Widespread Annihilation. Just another bell. Like, he's just drawing these, like, Dogwater Blues. No, this is Shamir's list. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. All right, we're gonna leak some damage. It was a codex the whole time, huh? All right, all right. Leave no witnesses. This is actually good for us. I have how many reenchants? 2? I don't care if they have a silver, honestly. We're going to banish... We're going to banish widespread destruction, I think. So we'll discard this. Yep. That's the play. Yep. No blocks. Oh, God. That's insane. Bro, if you think I care that you left that there, I don't. So we're going to go here. Probably we might not lose them. We're gonna play like we're gonna lose them. Dude, he's drawn the blues every turn. Okay. That was his ponder token. Alright. Oh, hold on, undo. Is that correct? There's no way for me. Oh, I can't quite do the thing I wanted to do. Is there a way for me to have done it correctly? I need to pay a life into this. No, there's not. Whatever. Good old Runeblade hands, huh? I can go to hell. Dude, a single non-red card in this hand is just so much better. Just, yes, the top of the deck is you have to banish. The arsenal you could choose not to banish. Yep. Am I going to be a PQ at this Saturday? I am banned. I already got my win. Uh, perfect. Sure. I'll take one. We love seeing those tarantula toxins get wasted. What costs them a resource? Yep, that doesn't cost a resource, buddy. Is there a PQ this Saturday that's close? I don't think so. I'll help you find one, though, Will. All right. Knowing my luck, they're going to draw a Codex. No, they just drew some blue. Well, that was all our defense reactions, by the way. So we're blocking Honest for the rest of the game. This is probably our last real turn. Luckily, we got some gas. We only have the ability to go tall, though. Yep, of course. A PQ in Huntsville? Okay, that's not too bad. You're basically driving halfway to Calling Memphis, but it's not too bad. Huh. Yep. They drew their third Tarantula Tox. Oh no, they've got all three in there. So this is coming in for 9. I can't even really cover 9. If I don't block this, they could flick, goes up to 10. They could realistically just kill me. Uh, my only real play is to just block here, I think, and just try not to die. Yep. Okay, our only like saving grace is like without a clave, they could be very non-functional. Um I really need them to spend the reaction here. Sure. Sure. Um, our only choice is to pass here. Hey, just want to say I tried playing a Fatigue and went 1-3 and 2 armories. I got the Medify guide and went 4-0 yesterday. The guide rules very informative for a very hard to pilot deck. That is awesome. I love it when people, because you spent money, right? So I clearly want you to get something out of the money. Like, I'm not trying to scam anyone. I actually feel bad because I haven't updated it in like a week and a half. I've just decided to focus more on the PQ stuff. Awesome. I already got the clave back. Like, this hand is wild. Oh my god. Why didn't they buy the clave? What? Oh, I'm in. Um, I think we do have to just throw our blood debt away. Can we wait? I'm gonna wait. Our last hand was so insane. This one's so mediocre. No, we just gotta throw it now. If we're not dead here. I don't know what they're sitting on. This is the weirdest game ever. My draw order has just been terrible. We'd be at 6 if we'd thrown it. I don't think that really matters. I'm glad we didn't throw it the turn we just had, because that hand was terrible for being like on no rune chance. But we're at a point where we just gotta go. Send it. Thanks. It's such a cool deck. Gonna play it till I force myself to really learn pitch stacking. Yeah. Did I catch them on a red hand? Or they've been sitting on crappy blues waiting for me to throw this widespread destruction? This has to be like a defense rack just sitting in their arsenal, right? Yep, they're just probably sitting on crappy blues. I mean, it's honestly the right play. Yeah, I can't. Dude, they have a defense reaction arsenal. Yep. Dude, I hate widespread destruction. You never get the payoff. Still have one more up. E strike? Bro. Draw a card, huh? I don't know what's happening. This is the play. This is the only play that makes sense. The only play that makes sense. Do we want the go again to swing flail? I think we do. So then this is one. I've never used this before. There we go. Dude, we've seen 2 Amulet Echoes, a Fate for Scene, an East. Man, I just want to play normal decks. No, I don't need to pay the life. I'm going to swing flail. I love Gravy. Gravy's a cool deck. He gets vilified for being a board state deck, but I think that deck's sweet. All right, we net 1 life off of this exchange. We were probably fatigued, to be honest. Dude, Authority of Ataya would have actually been incredible into this matchup so far. Like, I got juiced so hard by all these D reacts. If, do you have another D react for 4? Sure. Sure. What are some tips for starting Gravy? Play a lot. Okay, completely dead hand. I'm thinking about FFing out of this game. I'm getting tilted. I don't want to play the rest of the night tilted. It's taking so long. Yeah, of course, go again. Yep, you got it, bud. We'll give you this and the Moss guys. I have no idea why you blocked with helmet. Sure. Yep. Another cracked hand that we're not going to get utilized. Look, we drew this hand like. Yep. You got it. Not playing around an attack reaction at this point in the game. I don't want to play rogue decks. I just want to play. I really would rather just play a net deck. The only problem with Authority is they're already pitching anyway, right? Okay, Cilio. Am I supposed to just kill him? Like, are we running AB3? Or AB4? Like, what's all the AB for if it's not supposed to be for this? Should have asked Shamir to give me a sideboard guide. I think we just want to go absolute aggro. So if we want to go absolute aggro, these are the best aggro gloves. This is 3 block, and we can AB a little bit. And I don't think I care about Grimoire of the Hunt. I think I'll just take Grimoire of Felling Song. And our most aggro card package are those guys for sure. And yep. It has to be Verdance. It's the only thing that makes sense, because sometimes you do have to just wait around and wait till you don't have a hand that sucks. Okay. Is that double sigil? Oh my god. Alright, sure. I mean, our start's pretty good too. I'm not complaining too much. Invert, banish the sigils. Why? It's like 2 cards to do 2 damage and take a sigil of brilliance away from. Well, it doesn't even deal 2 damage. They blocked? Excuse me? What in the hell? Oh, God. The only way I have a turn is to basically block nothing here. Whatever, do your worst. So I can go. I could burn all of my stuff now to get up to 4. Or I could banish Mauve Skies and throw this out of hand. Alright, I guess I'll just do nothing. Maybe we get a better hand. It didn't get better. It's playable, I guess? It's abysmal. Dude, he doesn't even have, he went off Arsenal. This is so ass. Whatever. We're rage playing at this point. We're tilted from the first game, honestly. You didn't just want to wobble that? I'm so confused. Funeral Moon, please. I don't want to draw this. It's whatever. Alright, give me armor. Bro, can I get any rune chant generation or attacks that I could just throw? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. We will just... We'll just play the Cull. It's fine. We'll banish the Shadow Puppetry. We'll use the Fasting Carcass. Still no rune chant generation. Alright. I don't know if I want to play Vynnset. This deck just has too many Runeblade hands. Ugh. There we go. We can make some rune chants now. We're only at 18. We've got our first rune chant generation card. Yeah. Are they gonna break boots this turn? Do you think they're gonna break boots? No blocks. Break boots. No boots? Okay, sure. Oh, blank. Of course. Uh-huh. Yep. Oh, go to 5. It is a yellow Deathly Well. Fantastic. All right, sure. Hmm. Yep. We'll do it like this and see where it goes. I mean, they could just kill us on our turn at this point. Get. No, I don't think there's any way to get everything we want here. Because I need to break the rune chance. Oh, we could just do it to this. Okay, that works. Really interesting play, but we'll do it. Yep. Don't care. It literally does nothing. Nice wobble. Sure. We'll break chain. That's the one you should have wobbled. Too little, too late. Actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, at all. Oh, yeah, yeah. We're just dead. Alright, let's keep going. I'm probably just rusty and not making good decisions. Don't want to do any of these matchups. Sure. Choice to go first. We go first. This is usually a longer game, I think, right? They're going to try to AB. Uh, you don't need to tell me. I played her for like 4 or 5 months straight. I've got living legend points on Vynnset. It's not that it's an acquired taste. It's just rune blade hands are rune blade hands. You kind of gotta get used to playing through the variants again because you're going to run into a lot of variants. Okay, so against Rhinar, I want to fat deck a little bit. Let's just go there. I don't think this comes down to a fatigue matchup. They run too many reds, but maybe it does. Sure, we'll take a blood debt. It's Romping Club. That's okay. I don't really want to banish either of these cards. Pretty easy arsenal here. Okay, this hand is kind of cool if we had another card in banish. How do you think Pleiades will do against the new heroes? Favored against all three of them. All three. New Aurora doesn't have Flicker Wisp. New Acilio is the same or slightly worse than Acilio unless we see new stuff. And then the Illusionist gets just juiced by Clash Bravado. Sure. Stick. They're going to probably discard some. They're going to probably discard like a windup or something. I don't know. It's weird. Aurora doesn't have Flicker Wisp. Just block her out. She's too fair. I feel like we're going to block with this Revel. But their hand sucked. You know what? I kind of just want to block 5 here, banish this Funeral Moon, play it, and then pass back. Alright. This hand's a banger. Yep, of course. Ruin our banger hand. Okay, well, that's a card we didn't really want to block with anyway. Why not? Whatever, man. Dude, these Talishar games. Yep, we'll pay the life. And then we will target this bad boy. And then we'll go yeet. And you could flesh bag us all you want, buddy. You're getting sauced no matter what. Oh, no flesh bag? Okay. Let's see. Let's see what you wanted to roll scabs to keep. Boy. Maybe he just drew this card because I think he had 3 cards. I don't. This hand's wild, right? Like, why would you? I'll just get rid of the go again. And then we'll break chain. And then we'll revel in Rune Blood. And then we'll blast him. Yeah, that I mean, certainly something happened. All right, and I'm very happy to arsenal this. Why didn't he just swing? Yeah, unless he drew the Wild Ride. Okay, what do we want this hand to be? This could be Banish Deathly Delight. Shadow Puppetry, pay into it, swing with it. Yep, that's the line. Right? No, because we need 4 to swing this, and we'll only have 3. Likewise, we could just banish this. Oh. Yeah, just no blocks. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Banished Deathly Whale. Why isn't this a why isn't this a blue? If one of these were a blue. You know what, this is insane, but I want a better card. I'll take it. We got rid of a pulping. We get to put a Deathly Whale in the bin, go up to 2 rune chance, and then play a Malefic and more or less ask him to kill us this turn. I ain't blocking. This hand's crazy. I get to work from home tomorrow. I'm so excited. I get to my envelop. How could you? I wanted to play that. So what's my turn look like now? That's my shadow non-attack action. That's so brutal, actually. Whatever. No blocks. Feel like I want to keep putting pressure on. It's a little scary to not. They have an agility token, so this is really worrisome. But this is putting them down to 1. They just do nothing. Okay. But all right, they're dead if they don't like deal me 18. Okay, I guess we lose. Pretty sure I'm about to get just juiced. Yep. Okay. Sure. How hard has it been set? I think she's one of the higher skill ceiling heroes. Oh, make up your mind. 7 into 9? That's not enough. Seven to 8. Yep, that's not enough. Tunic counter, throw. Do they really have the one that? Oh, Sure. Take 4. That's a sweet turn, though. Yep. Pretty easy turn. There's no way they survive this. This is too much damage. They can't take a single rune chant here. Well, that's not a good sign for them. Yeah, they're dead. Yep. Bam. I feel like since playing Gravy, most heroes seem simpler to play and I get other heroes quicker. Yes, Gravy is very, very high on the skill ceiling. He is not a hero that is very difficult to just like pick up a little bit. But as soon as you play against someone who knows how to play against a Gravy matchup and it has a deck that's not just falling over to it, you're going to lose a lot of games. The play lines that you have to make to be successful as Gravy are, against harder decks are not immediately intuitive at all. Okay. And I'm very rusty on Vynnset. I mean, I still see most of the good lines. Okay, so this is probably aggro. They do have some blues, but I don't think we could really respect them. We'll run the armor. And we'll run the defense reactions. I don't like these. They're very clunky. Does this go to fatigue? Should I be like on 63? Let's just say I'm going to go on 63 because they are an intellect 5 hero. They can block rune chance all day. We'll see. Okay, so they're on AB1. They've got some of the good stuff. We have a great starting hand. I can't wait for chart to come back. I think the banning the chart was a little heavy-handed. I was pretty surprised that they banned that. But I think they could maybe give him a little bit back. I mean, this hand's just kind of good. Yep, it's going to make some might tokens. That's a good bit of might tokens. So we really need to push. And we will. Do we care about anything in our hand? We're going to banish Deathly Whale. Pitch to play this. We're going to do the Shadow Puppetry, I think. Right? No, we're going to do the Machinations. Because we were already paying a life with Envelop. Okay, yep. That's our turn. And then if we hit a blood debt card off the top, we're feeling Gucci. Sure. That's fine. We'll just play the Shadow Puppetry instead. Sure. Go there. No. We're gonna get bonked though, because he's gonna block with attention grabbers and drop this aura down to 1 counter. So +5, +4, +4. Yeesh. We find a blood debt card off the top of this though. It's incredible. Any blood debt card. Oh god. Cull. Widespread annihilation. Cull. Widespread annihilation. Cull. Widespread annihilation. Dirge. Damn. Oh. We could trade a rune chant for a rune chant. He does not have anything to block with. Oh, okay. Nope, I'm fine with that. That's whatever. Walk in my shoes. Halves the base of my attacks. Unfortunately, I didn't draw an attack, so this doesn't do anything. Well, you can have all of my Cardarinos. Actually, you could have this one. Then we'll block here. Banish, play. I don't think Vynnset's going to get anything big. Oof, man. Okay. We do have a Funeral Moon that we could target, but it's probably Widespread Annihilation instead. Sure. So you're going to be able to take advantage of this confidence. Doesn't look like it unless he's got something to pump it up to 7. We could play around that. This card sucks. We'll play around Concealed Object. All right, how do I want to manage this? I've got 2 rune chants on the back end. With 2 rune chants on the back end, I could banish. So we're going to banish this. So this gives us a pretty sweet turn, actually. We're going to go here, pay the life. Yes. Yes. I think this works how we want it to. Then we'll break chain. We'll banish. We'll target our yellow Deathly Whale. And then we'll target, I don't know. It's whatever. And then Tunic counter. Activate Grasp. Throw this one. All right. Very efficient use of our resources and stuff there. Yeah. If I discard a card, what am I discarding? I want to play this again. Bro, I wanted to keep this whole hand. This whole hand is good. So the less greedy play. Man, this hand is so good. Because we could have gone banish this, break book, throw this with the shadow puppetry, and then play the eloquent eulogy with the floating resource. But now we're going to discard a card. There's no way around it unless we give a bunch of equipment. So then we probably block here. Yep. Discard the eulogy. And then just play the Deathly Wail for value. We could also just pass. It's one blood debt. Okay, well this hand is crazy. Wish you would have banished the red Malefic. Short shrift, huh? It's got confidence. So this is the one that's going to make us discard a card. That is not a big deal. We're going to discard a card anyway. Or we're not efficiently using our cards anyway. Alright, can we get there? We're going to banish the Deathly Delight. We're going to play all of our cool things. Then we're going to play Shadow Puppetry. We're going to pay the life. Because it's free. It's free real estate. Because we're throwing a Deathly Delight. If you feel like he's getting threatened enough that he has to give up cards and he doesn't get a chance to set up, we have 3 Malefics out, so there's always a chance too that we hit a better card off the top. We haven't seen any Culls. We got 2 Funeral Moons in the deck. We don't have a resource, so the 4 costs aren't any good. They're good for next turn, maybe. Oh, he covered 6 anyway. All right, easy. All right, send it. Bro, come on. I just needed to keep tempo. Do this. Do this. We're gonna pay 0, right? Yep. Get last red malefic. Pass and then ask him to kill us. Well, that's a pretty good way to do it. Concealed object sauces us. Oh no, we have a defense reaction. Oh, we're gaming. That's why I did that. Haha. I want the entire hand. Right? Oh, but I need creepers. And I need the tunic counter. I can block with the cull. Oh, it touched him? Let's go. We're in. Oh, thank God. Yeah, if I pop out and I have time. I have time for one more after this. No blocks? Okay. So we play Cull. We pay the life. We banish our own Eloquent Eulogy. Then we play Creepers. Then we break Chain. And then we blast. All right, give me cards. Dude, some of the Vynnset sequences are great, right? That was a cool sequence. Oh, man. Okay. Dude, the first two games were just so not great, and then we got to do some cool stuff. Oh, man, I love some of these sequences. The only correct play there is to block all the rune chants and then block down your entire hand. Dude, Revel in Runeblood is such a polarizing card. To be fair, Mordred Tide gets almost the same amount of throughput, right? No, because the sequencing, this has to be later. Why did we pay the life there? Uh, I... Oh, I didn't think about the Cull bashing the card from my hand. You're right. I didn't need to pay the life because I was just thinking in my head I needed my Annihilation to banish a card. Um, I guess in my head I was just thinking it's like Funeral Moon or something, right? If you just pretend it was Funeral Moon instead, then the sequence makes more sense. You're right. I didn't need to pay the life there because the Cull banished the card from my hand for me. Yep. Okay. All right. TCG link. Do you have my screen name on Discord? Do you want to send me a lobby link and I'll hop in? Or how am I getting in your lobby? Yeah, that's one of like the biggest oopsies you can make as Vynnset is like forgetting Cull banishes a card from your own hand. So you think of this like cool play sequence and you go, oh yeah, that's right. I lose a card too. All right, we'll do one more with TCG Link, and then that'll be it for the evening, I think. That'll put us close to midnight. I'm insanely tired. I don't like Revel, but I love Mordred Tide. But they serve two different purposes. They're both power cards, but Mordred Tide does not work correctly in the hand sequence we just had, right? You'd just be wasting the Mordred Tide for an action point in the hand sequence we just did. Sent in general chat. Oh, okay. That works. Boop, let me get there. I am in. Think I still have the deck list on my... Is this correct? Ends with an F5. Ends with an F5. Yep, okay. I'm a Viscerai Andy through and through. Okay, we always go first. Block is good against Katsu. We want some block. These are great. Kind of like invert in Katsu, right? That's kind of lit. Is that good? The chances of getting the 2 damage are low, but the chances of keeping him off bonds. Viscerai redeemed. That would be sick. Okay, let's cut this. I don't know if this is correct, but it's fun. Yeah, Shamir's list is really interesting. He likes to do tech 2-ofs and stuff. Alright, well, paid off immediately. We banish this. And then move to Arsenal. Okay, Keck W. Dude, I'm so Pleiades pilled. As soon as I see a Kadachi, I'm like pitch blue, block with the Rampart. I don't have a Rampart. No blocks. Okay, so that means Windcutter is online. He loaded clean 60. This does not have go again, huh? So if he wants to break boots this early... But what am I doing with this card? I think I'm just blocking with this. This feels weird, but I think it's what we have to do. Like, I know this is basically the end of their turn, but... Banish. Play the Malefic out. Oh, I misplayed. It's all good. Thomas, you were saying that the clock is nearing midnight where you're at. Where I am, the clock is nearing 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, you're across the drink then. You are up way too late, good sir. Or fine, madam. All right, cool. I don't mind. I don't mind the flick flack there. Way too late. I'm. I'm guessing you have. That's right. You said you were. Were you the one who said you were working from home? So it doesn't matter. You could just be tired as hell. You don't have to get in a car and drive, or get on a bus and commute. Okay, we're just swing the flail. It's rune chant neutral. If they should give up boots here. No boots give up? You should definitely give up boots there. Yeah, you like mountain times and west coasters. That has to be a good boots give up, because now you're vulnerable if I draw any of the good fours. Okay, this could be a really good face purgatory turn. Hmm. Yep. Fine with me. Hmm. So I could save myself 4 life here. Do I save myself 4 life right now? Yep, because I think I want to arsenal this moth. All right, what's the last card? I don't think it's got to be. Yeah, there's no way it was going to be very good, because they didn't have good targets for bonds, and they got bonds. So it made it really look like that this was going to be a finisher. Either that or it relied on. I don't know. Anyway, banish this, play this. I don't think 0 AB is the correct choice, but maybe you're just going hyper aggro. All right, he wants to break boots. Uh huh. Yep, that's fine. Can't really play around that very well. Because we're going to block here and here. Sucks that we got juiced by that twice. Okay, I think he's thinking about breaking Mopple too. Interesting that we didn't just rip it. All right, we get really, really sauced hard. We let them draw a card here. I think we're supposed to just go ahead and give up this. It's either block with... Okay, that's fine. Drew another bonds, huh? So this is... This could be... Okay, so if this is a gust wave, that's pretty painful. He's seen 11 cards and drew 2 bonds. Yep. Nope, we're just dead. We could have maybe blocked this just in case he needed the gust wave. Yep. I mean, we're not dead, but this is rough. Could have been worse. Descendant. Okay. Well, we can't respect this. We lose the game if we lose our hero power. So we have to block with everything on Dishonor if this is Dishonor in his arsenal. If it's not a big deal. It's really super whatever. Right, yep, super whatever. Alright. We need him to give us cards. Give me cards. Cards, cards, cards. I want cards. If you don't give me cards, you're gonna get zapped with a bunch of runers. So we should be at 22 if we blocked correctly, but... All right. Does he have the last ancestral? I just need a little bit of space here. Yep, you got it. Okay, as long as we don't die this turn. Oh, we got the last spawns. All right, I think that's game. If they're swinging Kodachis, I don't see how they can kill us. A rune gate attack that gives you a toughness token? Sounds kind of awesome, actually. Yep. Good game. I think you need AV1 into this matchup, even if you, like, hate giving up a piece. I would give up the gloves, honestly. I think you're just fine without the gloves there. If you really, I think the boots are too important to your combo turn. I think you should be on AV1 on the gloves. You could also do Arcane Lantern. I don't see how you consistently win this matchup. I didn't really draw the culls, right? No culls. So I didn't draw culls. We did see one succumb at the beginning, which was nice. We did get to invert and save 4 damage, but even if that had hit, we still win. It would shore up one of her flaws, which is blocking. I mean, she blocks great. It's just like she can never arsenal a card, so she could get in these loops where, like, you know how people will do like defensive forks where they go, okay, if they don't swing, I get to arsenal a card that's really good on defense later. I don't need to do it right now. But Vynnset's just like, oh, this reduce, banish. So she could get stuck in those like loops of never being able to arsenal and build up defensive density so that she can say, okay, I can take damage. It's like when you block with the face purgatory, you better be ready. You better be ready to go. The essence also really broke my turn. My pop-off turn is so much graveyard hungry. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I got a few things to take care of before I get to bed myself. I'm banned because I've already won my PQ, so I don't have any flesh and blood to do this weekend. It's going to be all prep. Deciding on my 80 for Memphis. And then I think I'll be able to stream right before I leave for Memphis next week. And so I'll talk about what all is going down there. And I might try to plan some stuff to actually do at Memphis. I got myself a nice new phone, the Galaxy that just came out. I've been on a busted iPhone from work for like well over a decade. So it's nice to have a new phone. And I might actually do some cool stuff like while traveling, playing Flesh and Blood, and do content creation then. So, but yeah, you won't hear from me until maybe Monday, where I usually end up on Damien's stream. So everyone have a great night, have a great weekend, be safe, and yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.